Vivek Ramaswamy absolutely torches the GOP establishment in the third Republican debate. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Unwoke Thoughts. Today, we're going to be talking about Vivek Ramaswamy and his all-out assault on the GOP establishment, also including typical conservative media like Fox News. He went on the debate. He went after the moderators. He went after the RNC chair, Ronna McDaniel. And he did not do it in a quiet way. He didn't do it where he kind of, gave maybe a backhanded comment. No. Vivek Ramaswamy went straight up after Ronna McDaniel, straight up after the corrupt so-called conservative media that we have today. But let me play for you what happened at the third Republican debate. Now, this is what happened after the opening. This is Vivek Ramaswamy's opening. So he still had to go through the entire debate after saying this.
Swamy, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. Since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership asking questions that GOP primary voters.
Okay, first of all, I can't contain my excitement here. This is absolutely correct. This is absolutely what millions and millions of Republican voters have been saying for years. Any of you guys who are America first, who are sick and tired of seeing America being put last. America is our homeland. We are America. We are not Ukraine. We are not Israel. We are not just a jumble of corporations and we just move because the corporations give us money and give politicians money. That's not who we are. We are not Nikki Haley, this war hawk, warmonger who just wants to go to war with every single country she looks at. She looks out into the vast array of options of countries out there, and she's like, I want to go to war with every single one of them. That's what Nikki Haley does. She is absolutely salivating and chomping at the bit to go at war with any country that she can lay her hands on. And just like Vivek is saying, Ronna McDaniel is completely sold out. She's actually a relative of Mitt Romney. So that if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. Complete establishment shill. We don't win. We are losing. We are always on the defense, the Republican Party. I just kind of cringe when I say that I am a Republican anymore. I'm a conservative. I'm an America first conservative. That's what I am. And unfortunately, the Republican Party, as bad as it is the party that has the most power that aligns closest with my views. So I got to focus on criticizing the Republican Party in order to fix the Republican Party. That's what I do. And having someone like Ronna McDaniel as chairwoman of the RNC is a loser move, and she needs to leave. Because like Vivek said, we are losing and we have lost year after year after year after year. Now, is this completely Ronna McDaniel's fault? I don't think so. Probably not. Not just Ronna McDaniel's fault, but it's just one of many things, one of many problems that need to be fixed in the Republican Party. And after Vivek said this and criticized the RNC and Ronna McDaniel and how they deal with debates and how they deal with these things, she came back and she was in the crowd, and this has been reported on by multiple people who were actually at the debate. She told Vivek, or she said, that Vivek was not going to see another cent of RNC money. Imagine that. The RNC, they are there to advance Republican conservative candidates. They are not there to take sides. But Ronna McDaniel is making this about her and about her ego, not about you. This is what you need to realize. These candidates don't care about you. They don't care about the voters. They don't. I mean, all of that. That's just all a mirage. They say that. They use these flowery words, and they say, they talk about the voters, like, ooh, the voters, we care so much about the voters and our base and all these other things. No. You are, what's the word? You are useful idiots to them. That's what you are. At the end of the day, what you are to the RNC and the Republican Party, or at least the majority in these establishment, neocon elite types, you are useful idiots. And they're there to advance their agendas because they know they need you to advance their corporate money agendas, their war agendas, which is just a roundabout way of getting more money, getting more power, and keeping the ball rolling, the machine rolling, and not really advancing anything of consequence whatsoever that makes your life better, that makes my life better, that makes a normal individual, the normal American life better, that makes society better, that makes our cities cleaner, that takes homeless people off the street, that gets us out of war, that propagates peace. None of these things are actually on the agenda seriously. They want to keep war. They want to keep conflict. They want to keep things problematic. They want to keep our cities dirty and nasty. They want to keep people fighting amongst themselves. They want problems to perpetuate, because when problems perpetuate, when there's sickness, when there's disease, when there's war, guess what? They swoop in and they act like they are a knight in shining armor. And they can solve the problems. They can fix the problems, because when there's problems, people beg for solutions. People are dying for a savior. And they come in there, and these corporations who own the candidates, and the candidates appeal to the people. When you see like people like Nikki Haley come forth, and you can just look at her and see that she's just a skin suit. She's just a more articulate woman version of Biden, and a Republican with an R next to her name. That's what she is. And it's sad. It's sad that this is what we have to deal with, because it's sad that they prop her up as a legitimate candidate, because she's not. And this is the type of thing that Vivek Ramaswamy is attacking right here. If you listen to what he talks about, if you listen to what he says, he has a finger on the pulse of the United States. He knows that there is something rotten to the core in the American, or in the Republican Party rather, and he is calling it out on the debate stage first thing. Now, whatever you think about Vivek Ramaswamy, you have to respect that he actually did that, because he is going against giants here. And this could either work, which I think it will. I think this really made me respect him a whole lot more. Or it could torch his campaign, because when you go against these powerful people that are part of the machine, you're playing with fire.
Actually care about bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, Kristen, I'm going to use this time, because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real, or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Answer the question. Go. And then he goes after the media. He's pulling no punches. He's saying, listen, you basically pushed propaganda on Fox News for years against Donald Trump. The one candidate that's populist, that all of the American first people get behind, because for all of Trump's faults, anything that you think is wrong with Trump, the one thing that really appeals to people about Trump is the fact that there is no question that Trump cares about America. He doesn't have a larger agenda than America. He is America first. Remember that. The true patriots are America first, not Israel first, not Ukraine first, not going to war in Iran first, not freaking out about terrorism and all these other nebulous terms to get people all up in arms and emotional and scared and being a fearmonger. No, none of that first. How about America first? How about taking care of our border first? How about making sure that there's jobs in the United States first? How about that? And people wonder, like, why? Why do people love Donald Trump so much? Why? He's so brash, and the things that he says and his tweets, he's just so vulgar. Why do people like Donald Trump? How can people like Donald Trump? You see these liberals. Well, I never. These liberals, when they talk about Donald Trump as if they're not a million times worse. Donald Trump appeals to a normal person because a normal person cares about the United States, cares about their home. They are not making billions off of a war in Ukraine. They are not making billions off of going to war in Iran. They don't see any sort of any return from helping out Israel. I mean, there's a lot of conservatives that support that. Don't get me wrong. But what kind of return are they seeing from that situation? You see candidates come out and they are almost bowing down to Israel. Like Israel is a false god. America should be our number one priority. And that's what he's saying right here is he's going after the media. He said, why are you going against this candidate? Why all of a sudden did you push this propaganda, these lies in the media for years? This Hillary Clinton propaganda, something that she created. She conjured up out of the sky, Hillary Clinton did. And they pushed it to go against Donald Trump, who is the only America First, true America First candidate that we have had for decades. And then you have Fox News attacking one of the only, and dare I say, I don't even want to call Fox News conservative anymore. I'll just say they're like they are the most, about as far right as it gets when it comes to a mainstream news channel. The Fox News is. That's what they are. And then they attack one of their own, Donald Trump. Complete and outright, total lies. And Vivek is calling that out right now. And he's also saying, what's up with these debates? We're talking about things that voters don't care about, and the moderators are not even conservatives. That's why he's saying, like, the Democrats want to have Greg Gutfeld moderate one of their debates. Why do Republicans have the liberals, basically, these people that are not even conservative, that don't even have these, America First ideas, moderate the debates? And I know Joe Rogan is not necessarily conservative. Elon Musk, I don't think is conservative. But these are people, it's not even about like someone who is Republican necessarily. When you listen to Joe Rogan, when you listen to Elon Musk, it's kind of, you can feel they have like this spirit about them. You know that they care about the United States. You can almost feel that they are struggling to come up with solutions to problems that are actually necessary to our society today. You don't really feel this ugly, like, gut feeling that they are sold out and that they're trying to sell you down the river. That disgusting feeling, when you watch Nikki Haley or Mike Pence, that type of feeling. And you could just tell that she has all these like talking points that have been like prepared for her by, consultants and all these other things. And she's trying to always steer the conversation back to, justify war in Iran and, justify war in Ukraine, because that's what, pushes that military industrial complex money back into their coffers and then into her own bank account. So, but let's continue this. Let's finish this up. Let's wrap this up, guys.
Mr. Roberts, this is how we get our country back.
I mean, look at her face. She is not happy. She's got this. Look at that smile. That smile is just evil. That's an evil smile. She's smiling because she has to, because she's on live TV. But if she could, she would. I don't want to say what she would do to him because that might not be YouTube friendly, but she would end him if she could. That's like the look of someone who just absolutely wants to wring someone else's neck. She's got this like grimacing like look. Ooh, if looks could kill, that one would kill.
We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
and they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie. Why you?
And they had enough of that. They were after he started talking about rigging the election. They're like, okay, hold on. Let's shift to someone else. But guys, yeah, that was what Vivek Ramaswamy opened with, and I've liked Vivek for a really long time. I mean, ever since this was, I think I saw him on Fox News. I can't remember exactly the first time I saw Vivek Ramaswamy. I think it was like earlier. Was that earlier this year or like maybe late last year? And this was before he was anybody. This was before Vivek barely was even a blip on the radar. And I remember listening to him, and he was so articulate, and he explained things, and he was hitting on all these cultural points that I have been thinking about for years, for a really long time. And he was making some very salient points when he talks about the trans agenda, he talks about the woke agenda, and the points that he makes are just very level-headed. And and they can appeal. They really can appeal to both sides in the way that he explains them. Very pragmatic points of view. And I remember saying, like, man, like this guy, he's got a weird last name, he's an Indian guy, but man, I really like his rhetoric. I really like what he's talking about. And then, over the next, several months, he's gotten to this point where he is becoming a true contender, not really for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is number one. We all know that. But Vivek Ramaswamy, to me, I can see him as a successor of Donald Trump. He's, from what I can tell, and I could be wrong, maybe he's a snake like the rest of them. Very, very well could be. But for me, from what I see now, and from listening to him, I mean, I've listened to on the Patrick Bet-David podcast, PBD. They had a podcast come out today. Listen to that. It's very informative, very interesting. But from what I can tell, Vivek Ramaswamy is America first, and I have a lot of respect for him for that. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Vivek Ramaswamy? Did you watch the third Republican debate? What do you think about his opening when he went after the media, when he went after the RNC and Ronna McDaniel? What do you think about Ronna McDaniel? Do you think that she deserves to have a job there? Do you think she deserves to be the head of the RNC? If you could, please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Smash that like button and follow my page. I'd really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.